Welcome to my blog .stampwithelaine.com and welcome to Fun Friday. To be honest, this is more of a Flashback Friday. I first made these double-sided pouches for holding a tea bag and a mini card way back in March 2012, and I used it as a swap. There was a time when Stampin' Up! Made their own cookie presses out of silicone rubber, and I thought it was a terrific idea to bake my own cookies and use those silicone presses to make cookies and put inside with a little tea bag and a mini card. So this is an updated version. During celebration, you can get free packs of designer series paper. The one I'm using today is called Perfectly Artistic. Now, one side is marbled, and if you're not keen on the marbled side, you can always use the reverse side, which looks like a watercoloured effect. Now, I know some of you have issues with cutting up your DSP, and I had the same phobia. You know, I used to look at it, stroke it, smell it, and then I'd pop it back in the cupboard. And then I started stockpiling, and in the end I ended up having to give it away to charity. So, having learnt my lesson, I now have no qualms about cutting it up and using it. They're meant to be enjoyed. So, you know, if you cut it up and put it on a card for a friend, well, they can enjoy it too. First of all, I'll show you how to score it. You will need a piece that measures 12 inches by 8.5 inches. And in centimetres, that's 30.5 by 21.6. So with the long side on top, your first score line is at 1 1/4. Now, if you're scoring designer series paper, then it's best to use the thicker ball bearing. So the thicker end of your scoring tool, score at 1 1/4, 2 1/2, 5, 7, 9 1/2, and 10 3/4. Rotate your cardstock so that the short side is on top, and then you score this at 2 1/2 and at 6 inches. Next we'll burnish all the score lines, and you always, I should have mentioned before, if you were using patterned paper, then the pattern you want showing should be face down. You will see that there is a square on all 4 corners that you need to cut off. Paper should now look like this. If I hold it up to the camera, you will see that there's a score line there and there. So these are the squares on these 4 corners, and basically you want to bring the tip of this to meet the corner down here. And you do that the same for all corners. Then flip your cardstock over so it's facing north and south, so the narrow end is at the bottom and the top, and you fold it away from you, and you fold this flap toward you. Okay, turn it round, reinforce that, bring that flap down, and then in fact there's your triangle and your pockets for your tea or card, whatever you fancy. Now I can put a bit of this Cuppa DSP on the flaps to decorate it. I think I'll have this one. Now you can, if you want to, glue those down like so, but I want to leave it loose because I'd like to tuck my tea bag in there. So I'm just going to glue the designer series paper from the Have a Cuppa stack, and these have been cut at 1 inch by 3 1/8 inches so that it will fit inside this panel here. Then I'm going to use the crocodile. Stampin' Up used to carry these, but they don't anymore. So you can use a handheld punch, but since I've still got my crocodile, I'll use my crocodile. I'll pop my cookies in here and take a length of melon mambo and black baker's twine. These were new in the spring summer catalogue. It comes in a pack of 2. I think it might be easier if I thread it through first. I've got some salted caramel green tea, and these are salted caramel chocolate cookies, so I think they might go well together. So I'll pop that in, and you see that's why I wanted that untucked, so then I can pop that in and tuck my tea bags in there so it doesn't fall out. And that leaves me just to make a little card for that. Next I'll need my magnetic platform, base cutting plate, cardstock folded in half, at least measuring 3 1/2 inch square, and then these lovely cups and a kettle framelits, and I want the little teapot to make a card with. And you just need to make sure that you're not cutting the cardstock right through, so if you leave the other die just shy of the fold, you should be able to get a nice little teapot card. There's my teapot. The lid does cut into 2 different portions. It's not a hole, so the lids are separate. Now I'm going to stamp this little tea bags here. I'm going to do both of them. In melon mambo. Glue dot on the back, baker's twine, and then put that on top of the other tag. Make sure it's flush. Bring my teapot in. This special glue. Pop this on my teapot to give it a bit of pattern, and just a thin line of glue at the top, Stick my lid down. Marry that lid up with the other lid. Then you can pop your little teapot in there, the tea bags in there and your biscuits in there. So I hope you've enjoyed today's project and pop back for more inspiration next week. Thanks for watching and I'll be back soon.